Hi, it's Xanthe. It's a cold, rainy day today in the middle of winter in New Zealand. I've pulled out a few paintings here just to show you. I'll see if I can dig out digital as well, just so that you can see more clearly. I made a video yesterday and I was kind of just talking about what Soar Purpose was about, just some of the meaning. It's very complex for me, but I kind of unexpectedly mentioned one of my mentors and got quite emotional, I think, because just realizing just the gratitude. Anyway, I sent her the link to the video and said, oh, you're in this, I've mentioned you, so she's given me some feedback, and I asked if I could read a comment to you, so that's what I'm going to do. But I'm also going to show you, I just got some albums of some of my older art and just some of the paintings since. I actually first met her, I believe, just going to one of her art trails. So there's like an art trail that takes part every year, and liking her art. And then I was doing solo art exhibition with an art therapy theme, and because I was very poor, I'm still poor, but very poor, I applied for an arts grant for art materials. So I was just using stuff from my dad's garage, like old garage paint and cardboard and bits of MDF or whatever, and I was finding it very therapeutic. And I also just wanted to confront my fear of being judged as not good enough for as an artist, and kind of my stuff very therapeutic, very messy. But one of the reasons I decided to go and do, I think I ended up doing 3 of her workshops, you know, like 4 lessons each. I wanted to just improve on my birds. Like, I really wanted to paint birds. I've got a whole bunch of birds to show you. So this was about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, quite a while ago. And anyway, and also I was a bit frustrated about a few things with painting with acrylics. I'd painted with acrylics at school. I got a B for art in school. I didn't continue with it because the teacher was so critical. Now, what was so different though with Sue was just her encouragement. She didn't try to force a style on anyone because she had her individual style. She just helped nurture your, you know, just giving things a go. And because I remember her saying that it's brave to paint as an adult, you know, picking something up again. I'd painted sporadically here and there along the way. I remember painting in kindergarten over 50 years ago, but I actually won an art competition when I was 10, but I haven't had any validation for my art really since, other than, I guess, exhibiting it. And so I'm going to read out what she said, and then we're going to look at some of these birds and then some of this earlier stuff as well if we get time. So I'll just change my reading glasses. One of the you know, things are getting older, so I can't see up close as well as far away with in my case. Okay, so let's just find her comment. Just on my phone here. She said, wow, I just watched your talk and loved it so much. You were so well spoken, so creative, and one smart cookie too. If your talk helps even just one person out there to explore their creative side for their well-being, then you have made an important contribution. Love your bird series and explanations too. I remember our first painting sessions together. I was always thrilled how you got totally in the zone, incorporated advice cleverly, but also stayed true to yourself in every painting. I thought, here's one to watch, and you've proven me right. Your artwork is original, thoughtful, and uses masterful colour theory. Onwards and upwards, Xanthe. I remember some things that I remember from Sue, which I'm not going to spill all the secrets, but basically though, I think that having the mentorship from someone encouraging helps. So even if they paint in a different style from you, she also likes to paint nature, so that's what I'm interested in as my main inspiration as well. But you can glean things. There's lots of things you can learn on YouTube and stuff as well. But some of the things that I do recall specifically was the importance of value over the actual colour. I was a bit of a colour junkie. I mean, I still am in a way. Value actually matters more. Because it doesn't really matter what colour you use in the end. It's the lights and the darks. That was one really important tip. And Sue was also the first to make me realise the difference between the undertone or bias. For example, the blues, so ultramarine blues, a violet leaning blue, phthalo blues, a green leaning blue. That was basically one of the most important things apart from the value to really make a difference with my art. So you just glean these tips. I mean, other artists will say similar stuff as well, but online and stuff, and I've had tuition from other artists in the past, but it's just a few bits you glean along the way and incorporate what you want to. The thing is with art is that anything goes, really. Except there's a couple of things, like you can't put certain things over the top of oil because they're not compatible, for example. But I wanted to improve acrylics, and I'd also learnt this from online, that generally layering is better than trying to slap one thick layer on. So I do lots and lots of layers generally these days. So what I wanted to show you was some of my birds since Sue, plus a few photographs of some of the paintings I did with Sue. So I've got my phoenix out, who usually lives up there. So these were all painted, some recently, some in the years since. So the phoenix is a key dodo inspiration. This is another key dodo, so it might be quite hard trying to get the light right because I can't actually see the camera. I can't actually see myself with this camera. So I'll try and put a pic up. This one's Water Brings Life. It's based on a photograph that I took. So I've actually been acknowledged for my photography international awards, just my hobby photography, but not my art. So anyway, apart from people saying they love, like my art and stuff. So this is a bellbird, and it's called Where Will the Bellbird Sing? It's also a photograph that I took. And this one is called Naturally Light, and it's of a robin in New Zealand. And for me, this was a little bit of a journey into exploring more neutrals, because I was a little bit allergic to neutrals. So it was kind of, I was like, neutrals are boring colours. So anyway, to go more neutral with the greys, they're actually mixed greys. It's actually mixed with blue and brown, and toning down the greens, because phthalo green straight out of the tube is very, very strong. So that was just exploring something different. The latest painting, still need to varnish it. It's called Borb, so mixing together bird and orb. Supposed to be for big round birds. So this one is a takahe, which is presumed extinct until quite recently. It's New Zealand's largest living flightless bird, and just after that, exploring all these colours, so more the dual kind of colours. So one thing I do recall with Sue was she said with my colour choices that I was a dual painter, so I'm not sure if that still applies, but anyway. So I used to print off some of my paintings, photos of them, and put them in albums, but nowadays I just take with a good picture of them, edit them, and just have digital files. I don't print them anymore. I simply do not have the space, so this is why my bedroom always looks like a little bit of an art gallery. And by the way, my paintings are for sale, but I will ship originals only within New Zealand, but I can send prints overseas. Okay, so anyway, so let's have a look and see which ones I painted with her. Oh, hang on, I pulled out this rock too, so this is a painting since so as well. And on the back, I've written something which I can't read. So, this is a rock that I picked up. It says, Flying Solo, and it's organic. Hawke's Bay, first solo holiday 2022. So basically I went, it's a long drive for me, a couple of hours, but I went and had my first little holiday alone, just because it's very, very hard for me, the disabilities, and I went to see the Gannets. There's a painting of one from a photo that I took. It's actually really hard to paint that small, by the way. Oh, just something what I wanted to mention is that painting really small and hiding my signature somewhere in the painting. It's actually something which was inspired by Sue as well, because I used to sign just along the bottom quite large, and one of the issues with that is when you need to crop the painting, it's sort of in the way, but also it can look a little bit clunky. So I kind of just learnt how to sign small, and Sue actually gave me some tips on that, so it's just been a bit of a journey. Okay, so let's just have a look at some of my birds just at the time, or some of my paintings at the time. So you could paint whatever you like, but she also did a demonstration on whatever the theme was, you know, waterfalls and whatever. And but so I would paint from my photos because it's something I wanted to paint. This one was sort of like a painting exercise. You could choose your palette and choose some reference pics, so it doesn't turn out anything like them, because Sue and myself are very big on making it original, making your own. So I picked two colours I had never used together before. This one was called Time to Shine. It was actually my most commented on painting in the exhibition. So it's only used, I think, two colours plus white, if I recall correctly. I did this one trying a different, because you can use your own colour schemes or whatever. You just had someone there just to just be encouraging and give some tips and stuff. So I decided I wanted to try what it was, a red background. It came out a lot more muted. So this one I've just called Bloom. Now I think I painted that PowerShell just by myself. Can't remember, rather than doing it in the class. I was just so motivated to do an extra painting, you see. Now I wanted to try just a bit more muted. So this one I've ended up calling Mixed Season. So that was my painting of a tui. Now, but I wanted to, try and, see if I could paint a more kind of colour scheme kind of tui. So I ended up painting this one, which I called Focus. I remember painting this one in Sue's class. So that was just from a picture that I took of a tui just outside the house. So I was learning more about the colours, these kind of, phthalo family colours, etc. Because using artist acrylics are way more pigmented and more nuanced than using like your craft types paints. So, learning some things about that. I also wanted to paint the waterfall local one, so that's based on a photo I took. So there's a Hook of Falls, and I decided to just add a little kayaker in there. So I called that one White Water Raw. So I remember just lots of helpful tips about the colours, the colours that I wanted. I wanted the kind of, they're very turquoise looking falls, so I wanted the turquoise, so, I was able to get tips about that. I did, again, from one of my photos, generally I use my own photos as references. It's one of the reasons I do photography, as references for my original paintings. So I painted this little bee, so I've called this one Spring, and I remember that my friend has this one, so, but I painted it in this class, and it will just be just little tips, just to help improve. And I was learning to paint small, and I had it along the bottom there. My signature. I did this one here, which I called Glow, again my own picture, but again it was, you know, my own picture, my own colours that I wanted, but there would still be some guidance, which was so helpful. That's just some of the ones where I painted with Sue, and then there's this one which was very much just an abstract bird. This one was called Soar Purpose, and when I exhibited that one sold. So I've got some, see if any other birds. So I paint whatever I feel like. I painted this little fun sort of processing one called Flossy Fluff. That one actually went to America, so I mean, but I don't like to send paintings overseas just because of the risk and the expense of the shipping or whatever. And then I painted somewhere along the line the Phoenix Kenaroo, that one there. Painted the rock, so sort of like a little, you know, little journal kind of thing to look back at the pictures. Oh, and another wonderful tip I got from Sue was actually just keeping a little art journal swatching. Wonderful tip, so I definitely do that. So this one was painted in memory of my dad, Xanthe Wyse. That's that one. I think Xanthe Wyse might have been the turning point for me to try and just do the art. It's like an art hobby business, rather than just you know, just complete hobbies. So you know, do sell some here and there. So that one's got High Hopes, and that was actually from a phone pic that I took. I went to take a picture of the mountain and this kid flew into the shot, so I was like, yeah, but what I did is used artistic license and made it a little bit bigger than what it was on my phone. So I painted, you know, some pet portraits and stuff like that. So I painted The Water Brings Life. Yes, a few other birds, such as this one here called Spring Nectar, and again that was based on a tour that I took at the same place where the where is all this one? So it's at a eco sanctuary. So yeah, they're actually pretty much in the same place. Just like turn my camera around. I have a video clip somewhere, so see if I can link that if I remember. Thank you.